Hello everyone, myself Neelam Sharon Marki. I am pursuing my B.Ed from Buccal School of Social Science. Today, together we'll learn about a very interesting topic, that is nutrition in animals. So, we know that all organisms, including human beings, require nutrients, food to build up, to grow, to maintain our health, and for many more things and functioning of the body also. Plants prepare their food by the process called photosynthesis. But what about animals? Does animal also perform the process of photosynthesis? No, that's not the case. Animals get their food either directly by eating plants or by eating the animals that eat the plants. Now, food contains many components, but some components are complex substances which cannot be utilized in their complex forms. So, our body breaks down those complex substances into simpler substances. And this process of conversion of complex substances into simpler substances is called as digestion of food. So let us take a look at how animals take up their food, how the food is getting digested inside their body. There are several ways of taking up food, among which some of are sponging, chewing, capturing and swallowing, sucking, and scraping. Let's take a look at each of them with the help of an example. Chewing, just like snail chews the grass. Capturing and swallowing, snake captures the rat and swallow it. Sucking, bees suck the nectar from the flowers. Scraping, ants scrape the insects that get stick to the ground and feed on them. Sponging, insect secretes saliva over food and dissolved food is then taken up in their mouth. Now let us take a look at how digestion happens in human. Digestion in human happens in a system which is called digestive system. Now this digestive system consists of two parts, that is digestive tract or alimentary canal, which is a whole pipe in which our food passes throughout. And the second is associated glands. These associated glands pour their secretions into the alimentary canal, which helps in the better breakdown of the food. So we can say that digestive system is made up of the alimentary canal as well as the associated glands with them. So let us take a look at all the compartments of the digestive tract, which starts from the buccal cavity, then food pipe, then stomach, then small intestine, large intestine, and then anus. And throughout these compartments there are several associated glands like salivary glands, liver, pancreas and gallbladder. So what happens in the buccal cavity? Buccal cavity, as you can see here, buccal cavity starts from the mouth. So food is taken through the mouth, it's chewed inside and broken down with the help of teeth. And there is a associated gland which is called salivary gland present inside the buccal cavity. So this associated gland, salivary gland, pours saliva in our buccal cavity, and with the help of tongue, the food gets mixed with the saliva. Then with the help of tongue, our food gets swallowed and it moves towards the food pipe. From buccal cavity, now our food is moving towards the food pipe. Now, when the food is swallowed inside the food pipe, what happens there is, food is being pushed by the walls of the food pipe towards the next compartment, that is stomach. Now, stomach is a J-shaped, thick-walled bag. It is the widest part of our alimentary canal which receives food from the food pipe. Walls of the stomach secretes juices like hydrochloric acid, gastric juices, which break down food into smaller substances. And then from here, our food moves towards the intestine. And which intestine? It's small intestine. Small intestine is a highly coiled structure which is 7.5 meter long. It receives secretions from gallbladder, liver and pancreas, and breakdown of food also occurs here. The lower part of small intestine absorbs the substances from the food and that absorbed substances is transported into blood vessels, and from the blood vessels the absorbed substances are transported towards the different organs of our body according to their needs. After the digestion in small intestine, the food moves towards the large intestine. Large intestine is the wider but shorter than small intestine. It is 1.5 meter long, and the undigested and unabsorbed food then comes to the large intestine. And here in large intestine, the absorption of water and salts take place. The remaining wastes then passes towards the rectum, that is the end of large intestine. Then in the rectum, the undigested waste, or we can also call it as semi-solid feces, they stay there for some time, after maximum up to 48 hours, and then after that the fecal matter, the semi-solid feces, or we can call it fecal matter, is passed or expelled out through the anus. So this is how digestion happens in humans. Now let us see digestion in grass-eating animals. So in grass-eating animals, the food first goes toward the mouth, then to the esophagus, which is the food pipe, and then the food is stored in the part of stomach which is called rumen. Here in rumen, the digestion of plant take place. Plant has a component called cellulose, and rumen consists of bacteria, and that bacteria helps in digestion of cellulose. Here inside the rumen, the food is partially getting digested, and this partially digested food is here called as cud. This cud now does not goes to stomach. This cud again goes towards the mouth. It again goes towards the mouth, and here the animal then chew. So what is happening here? First, the animal is taking the food from the mouth and it is directly swallowing it. And after swallowing it, when the food goes towards the part of stomach rumen, it is partially digested, and this partially digested food again goes to the mouth where animal chew it. And this whole process of swallowing and then taking it back again in mouth for chewing is called as rumination. After the food has been chewed, the food then again goes to esophagus, then to stomach, then to small intestine, then cecum, then large intestine, and then the rest undigested food are expelled from the anus. Now, this process called rumination does not happen in every grass-eating animals. So, what happens? How does digestion of cellulose take place in those animals? Digestion in those animals takes place in the part called cecum, and the animals in which this process of rumination is found, these animals are called ruminants, and the animals in which the process of rumination is not found are called non-ruminants. Let's come to the last topic of our day, that is feeding and digestion in amoeba. So what is amoeba? It is a microscopic single cell organism. It has cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. It has a dense round nucleus, as you can see in the diagram, and have small bubbles like vacuoles. And amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. Amoeba feeds on very microscopic organism. Why microscopic? Microscopic means the things which we cannot see from our naked eyes. We need microscope to see that. So how does amoeba feed on these microscopic organisms? Let's see it. When amoeba senses the food, it pushes out one or more finger-like projection, which is called as pseudopodia. As you can see here, finger-like projection, pseudopodia, which engulfs the food particle. Now, food gets trapped in the food vacuole, and where digestion takes place with the help of juices, and breakdown of food take place, and absorption of food also takes place here. And that absorbed substances is used for the growth and maintenance of, and as well as multiplication of amoeba. And the undigested residue is expelled out by the vacuole. Thank you. This is all for today. I hope I was able to deliver the content.